Hello and welcome. We today are going to talk about percent change. And so we've been talking about if you're taking 20% off of the cost, what's the price? This one is going to be kind of the opposite of that, where you're saying, okay, last week you ran 8 miles, this week you ran 10. What's the percentage? How much did it change by? So this is just another way percents let us compare stuff, numbers, values. So just a different way to do that. So the I can statement is I can find the percent change. And if you're someone who likes to color code and highlight with me, and you want to match the colors, I'm going to have a yellow and a pink highlighter. And then I don't have a yellow pen that will show up when I write on it, so I'm going to use blue and then pink pen. So if you want colors to match, feel free. Okay, so the percent change is the amount that an amount increases or decreases. How about we say the amount that a value or a relationship, amount makes sense, but when you look at it, it's kind of confusing. Increases, draw a little up arrow so the amount is going up, or decreases is going down. And so basically we're wanting to know what is the change from the new one to the old one. So comparing last week, how much you ran, to this week, how much you ran, comparing those things. And right here is our formula. So let's highlight, draw a box around that. Okay. So it's the new value minus the old value. Whatever that is, you divide by the old value. Whatever that number is, times 100 makes it a percent. So if the amount is going up, it's an increase. And if the amount is going down, it is a decrease. And we're going to rewrite this formula every time. I shorten it to new minus old divided by old. Just to get it in our brains, that repetition helps you remember it. So make sure that you're actually writing it down. So it says, find the percent change and round your answer to the nearest hundredths place. So it might be nice to underline what the instructions are. Make sure to label your answer as an increase if it's going up, or a decrease if it's going down. And it just says from 43 to 78. So from 43 means that's where it started. So that's going to be the old value. To 78 is where it ended. That is going to be the new value. So then we're going to write our formula, new minus old, OLD, divided by old times 100. So wherever I see the word new is where I'm going to put the newer value, in this case 78. That's where we ended, it's the most recent. I'm going to just rewrite up here. Minus our old value. So anytime I see the word old, I'm going to replace it with our old value, which was 43. Then I'm just going to write times 100. And I do it this way so that I don't forget a step. Okay? And if you want to, highlight some more, go for it. New minus old divided by old. So the first thing we're going to do is start with the subtraction in the numerator. I'm going to do 78 minus 43. And that's 35. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to replace 78 minus 43 with its answer, 35, and everything else in my formula is going to stay the same. Okay, I just do one step at a time so that I don't get lost in all my numbers. I don't skip anything. So one step at a time. All right, then we're going to change our fraction to a decimal. We're going to do this division. 35 divided by 43. Don't forget, your calculators knew that we were just talking about 35, so I just have to type divided by 43. And it's not a super nice answer, which is why you want to use your calculator. 81395348884. So again, all I'm doing is I'm replacing this with the answer I got. We still have to do that times 100. So this is where using your calculator is handy. It knows I was just talking about 35 divided by 43. I don't want to retype that. I will probably make a mistake when I retype that. So now I'm going to type times 100. It knows I was talking about this. Equals 81.395348884. Then we have to round to the nearest hundredths place. That's 2 numbers after the decimal. So here's my decimal, 1, 2, find the place, look next door. It's 5 or bigger, so we add 1 more to the 9. 1 plus 9 is 10. I have to write the 0, carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay, and from 43 to 78 is going up. So that's an 81.4% increase. Okay, I'm going to try to speed up so that this video is not forever long. It says a water bottle started with 25 ounces and now has 20 ounces. Find the percent change, label it as an increase or decrease. So our formula is new minus old divided by old times 100. It started with 25 ounces, so that is our old value, where it starts. And it ended our new value with 20 ounces. So anytime I see the word new, I'm going to replace it with 20. Minus, anytime I see the word old, I'm going to replace it with 25. Times 100. Then I just do one step at a time. I'm just going to start with this subtraction. 20 minus 25 is negative 5. Everything else around it is going to stay the same. Not going to change anything other than the number I just found. So then I'm going to do this division. Negative 5 divided by 25 is negative 0.2. Still have to do times 100. Okay, is negative 20. We're looking for a percentage, so negative 20%. Which is a decrease. So a negative percent change means that it's a decrease. Okay. All right, let's get into some more word problems, some decimals and stuff. Yesterday you ran 3.6 miles and today you ran 5.2 miles. Find the percent change and round your answer to the nearest tenths place. Label it as an increase or decrease. Our formula is new minus old divided by old times 100. So the numbers we're dealing with are yesterday you ran 3.6, today you ran 5.2. Well, today is more recent than yesterday. It's newer. So 5.2 is the new amount. And 3.6 is the old amount. So instead of the word new, I'm going to replace it with 5.2 minus the old amount, 3.6, divided by that same old amount, 3.6. Then all of those times 100. Then we just do one step at a time. So I'm going to do 5.2 minus 3.6. Oops. Is 1.6. Everything other than the step I just did is going to stay the same. Now I'm going to do this division, 1.6 divided by 3.6 is 0.4, and the 4 repeats, times 100. So again, super nice that I got my handy dandy calculator. I can just type times 100, and I don't have to retype that really long decimal. And it asks us to round to the nearest tenths. That's one number after the decimal. So find our place, look next door. It's not 5 or bigger, so I can't add one more. It is 4 or less, so the underlined one gets to rest. So 44%. And today you ran more miles. Maybe you're training for a marathon. I don't know. So 44.4%, which is an increase. All right, last one. On his last exam, Josiah earned 72 points. On the most recent exam, he got 85 points. What is the percent change in the number of points he earned? Was it an increase or decrease? Round to the nearest hundredths place. Our formula is new minus old divided by old times 100. So the two numbers we have to work with are 72 points, which was the last exam. Then the most recent one was 85. So the most recent one is the newer one, right? That one's happened the soonest, which was 85. And his old score was 72. So instead of the word new, I'm going to replace it with 85. Minus his old score was 72, divided by the old score of 72, times 100. Then we're just doing one step at a time. So I'm going to do the subtraction. 85 minus 72 is 13. And everything else around that number stays the same. I'm only changing one thing at a time. Then I'm going to do this division. 13 divided by 72 is 0.1805, and that 5 repeats. We still have to do that times 100. $18.055, a bunch of 5s. Rounding it to the nearest hundredths place. That's 2 after the decimal. So 1, 2, find your place, look next door. Is it 5 or bigger? Yeah, the arrow is pointing at a number that's 5 or bigger. So I add 1 to the underlined number. 1 plus 5 is 6, and everything else before it is going to stay the same. And this time, his score on the test was higher, so that is an increase. So, new minus old, divided by old, times 100, do one step at a time.